I think when it's a world championships or Olympics, it's harder for them to get away with it, because it is so public, it is so visible. I did go talk to the delegate at that tournament, and I do from time to time go talk to the UWW delegate to make sure to try and prevent it from down the road. But it was really nothing we could do to help him there, and uh, so sometimes that happens, and Rich Bender does a real good job. Now Bruce Baumgartner's on the UWW board, and Rich is on a lot of committees, and so they have influence to make sure, and we got to do it to protect our sport too, right? If our sport is a bunch of cheaters or, like boxing's in a jam right now that they're trying to work out of because of
Yeah.
similar stuff we were going through with the old Fila days that I think having Rich's voice at the international level and having Bruce now on the UWW board is going to be very helpful. I did see,
Yeah.
the other day passing around now that the Olympics are over, potential rule changes and stuff like that. And so I think it is really important we have somebody like Bruce at the UWW board level and some
Can you
other
explain
sane
Bruce's
minds there, I
role?
guess.
Sure. Can you explain what Bruce's role is now at on the Bureau?
Yeah, so Bureau members, I don't know how many there are total, but not a ton, and their influence over the sport is huge. It's not just Lalovich's call, it goes through the board, and they have different committees they set up for different legislation they're trying to get through and stuff. And so, competition board, with rules or like, um, other subcommittees and stuff. So having Bruce there, he's on the emails, he's on the calls, so we know what's going on a little bit more. And then he also knows, um, and can protect our sport, I guess, and protect not just USA Wrestling, but protect the sport. And I think Bruce is the kind of guy who thinks bigger than just, what's best for him or what's best for his team. He's thinking what's best for wrestling, and those are the kind of people you need on the board. And some of the other board members that I've met, I get a good feeling that they're in it for the right reasons. And there's some that you're like, I'm not sure that's going to be good for wrestling, but there's some good people there that are trying to do the right thing for the athletes, but also do the right thing to help grow the sport.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you, I'm hearing rumblings that Lalovic might move up to the Olympic Committee, the International Olympic Committee. Are you hearing the same things? And if so, does that mean that there's a possibility that Bruce takes over as the president of UWW?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm way down the totem pole, so I'm not on all that privy to all that stuff up top, but I know that Lalovich has been on the IOC executive board, which has been huge for wrestling. And
Mhm.
so I would assume, well, you hear that he does a really good job and that they really like him, and so you could see where he might be moving in a different direction, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything. You probably know more than I on that end, but I know Bruce is very respected around the world. On the votes for getting on the board. I heard his were real high for a first time guy getting on the board, higher than expected. It's so I know there's a lot of respect for him from around the world. So um, I don't think other countries want an American running the show though. So I don't know about that.
That's
I'm
fair.
pretty
That's
sure the
fair. I get
Russians
it.
or Iranians would be like, nah, we like Bruce, but no.